This was supposed to be the most talented, best, most disciplined, however the way you want to word it, team at the University of Nebraska since Scott Frost has been head coach. But what did we get? More of the same. What's the problem, and is it fixable in a short period of time? I think the biggest problem right now for the University of Nebraska, some people might think it is. It's not turnovers. It's not penalties. It's not any of those stupid things that they've been doing really over the past 3 years. 2 words: the transfer portal. 54 players have transferred out of the University of Nebraska since Scott Frost has been there. That's on average about 12 or 13 players per year. And the thing is, Nebraska, they're recruiting well. Top 20 class, top 25 classes. If you take a look at recruiting kids out of high school, this is a program that should be a top 25, top 30 type of program and probably competing for West Division titles every year. But as we know, that's not happening. Development isn't happening. And the transfer portal is a big problem right now for Nebraska. And I look at what I see week 1, and you see those stupid mistakes, you see penalties, you see things like that, which remind you of coaching and say maybe that's a coaching deal. But to me, I see a lack of talent on this roster. And they're not recruiting a lack of talent. I think Scott's a good recruiter. They're not keeping it. And we live in a different day and age. Sorry folks in Lincoln. Sorry, Husker heads. We live in a different day and age that if you recruit a kid out of high school, he's going to be there for 3 or 4 years. You got to keep him there, right? You see many great skill players and, people transfer out of the University of Nebraska. And then you watch them on Saturday against Illinois, and although you see the mental mistakes, you see a lack of talent on Nebraska's roster. You see, even though they played poorly, which they did, and a lot of people are saying Nebraska lost it as opposed to Illinois won it, how you're recruiting, based on that, you should be able to overcome those type of mistakes and beat a team like Illinois, which has been in the cellar of the Big Ten for a very long time. But that's the thing. You're recruiting the talent, but you're not keeping the talent, and that is the big problem right now for Nebraska. So how does this relate to the rest of the season? The schedule is very difficult the rest of the way. Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. That's 5 right there. You know what I mean? And you got Michigan State, Northwestern are in there as well. Boy, you look at the rest of the schedule and the talent that they have on their roster, and you got to think, I can't imagine this team being bowl eligible. Is it too little, too late for Scott Frost? He's got to right the ship this year, some people say. It's his 4th year in Lincoln, Nebraska. Got a new athletic director in town. All signs are maybe pointing to him not being the head coach at Nebraska. But it's one game. We'll see if they can right the ship and maybe pull some upsets. But right now, the biggest issue in Lincoln, Nebraska is the lack of talent, because they're hitting the books and saying, I want to get out of Corn City and head other ways because it's not the right fit here. They're bringing in talent. They're bringing it in. They just can't keep it. And they got to keep it if Scott Frost wants to keep his job.